What's up, everybody? Black Pokemon Trainer coming to you with another discussion about what happened on our last Pokemon Direct that we had on Wednesday, is it 6/24. I have one of my good friends with me, Kotetsu, an avid, not an av- I want to say avid, maybe avid. How would you describe yourself, Kotetsu, in regards to your Pokemon experience?
Let's say an OG who visits once in a while.
Okay. I
I'm
feel
a,
like that's all of us.
it's like I'm an OG who's like, let's see what the kids are doing with Pokemon now. Oh, that's cool. I'll get involved a little bit and I'll go back into my hole and wait for something else to happen.
We are here to talk about Pokemon Unite. Everything that just kind of happened, everybody's opinions and reactions, and like kind of how we feel about it. Let's talk about the game itself. You said you were excited for it, right?
Yeah, I'm actually really stoked just to try it out. Like I've been saying, it's a new way to play Pokemon, and I'm always down to at least try out a new way to play. And I like the gameplay. I like the fact that it's cross-platform. It's just there's at this point for me, there's nothing not to like about what to see in this game.
At first, I was kind of like, like then I started seeing like more gameplay, and like the one thing that kind of that caught my eye is how many people can play with each other, and like how there's two
Yeah.
teams on each side. So I think it's like what the 4 or 5 people on each team, and just how you can guys can just like go at it just a straight on like live action battle,
Yeah.
which is something that we didn't get in like the other platforms such as X and Y and Sword and Shield. Like the
Mhm.
most we got was like a 2-on-2 battle, and it was turn based. So like this is like something that's more live action. We can play with
Mhm.
more people. And it seems like it'll get our adrenaline running more than turn-based Pokemon Sword and Shield X and Y, Red and Blue that we're used to.
Yeah, I think so too. Like it definitely like especially when all the Pokemon start hitting their level threes, level three evolutions, that's where the battle's just gonna start picking up more where, people will be able to do more damage and do these insane like special moves and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be something to definitely experience.
Right.
Definitely.
But I think like my biggest concern is like, and I think they're gonna work this out, is with online play. Is like like let's say like you're just getting into the game for the first time, like you waited 2 or 3 days, and you get paired up with these experts, and they start killing your Pokemon in
Mhm.
like one hit. Like, I think that's like my biggest concern. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Pokemon's gonna put in some fail safes to make sure that doesn't happen. It's just that there's not a lot of things that you get to see ranked in Pokemon for the most
Mhm.
part. It's kind of like a free for all. Like you get matched with who you get matched up with. So I'm hoping that they do this with this one, because it's still going through like the normal process of Pokemon. You start off
Mhm.
with your Charmander, and then eventually you evolve it up to your Charizard.
From experience of playing MOBAs, how they start off is like everyone's gonna start at one. MOBAs are really based off skill. There's nothing you can do when you start to get a leg up. Everyone starts off at one. So you start off at level one, you're trying to take out minions to build up your level. And once you get to another level, you say, hey, the game says, hey, you want this skill or that skill? And then sometimes they'll give you items to kind of help you with health or attack or whatever. Everything is happening in real time. You have to kind of have this mindset of like, okay, I want to aim for this attack and this buff in here. So when I get my Charizard, then like my Charizard could just be beefy. And they even said there's no weakness chart. Everything is just straight out, just straight up Pokemon battle, which is gonna be pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Yeah. Like, it'll just be unfair, like, if it's just like, your team of fire type Pokemon, and then like you have another team of water type Pokemon, we all at the end of the day is gonna win. So like the fact that they don't have the type advantage in there, like, it really gives you
Mm.
like the opportunity to be like, you know what? This is my favorite Pokemon. I love Snorlax. I'm gonna pick Snorlax.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raise Snorlax, and I'm gonna be the best Snorlax player that there is. So Pokemon Unite, a lot of people, they were upset, and the main reason why they were upset was that the week before, Pokemon announced that they're gonna have big news. Now, when they announced this, there was already a lot of rumors going around saying that, it's probably going to be like a Gen 2 Let's Go remake or a Gen 4 remake. It just goes on and on and on. Like, what could the possibilities be? And I can tell you right now, Pokemon Unite was not any of those possibilities that most people were expecting. And the internet kind of lost it. Just go through Twitter or just go through like the comment pages on the YouTube video. It was wild. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I was caught off guard too. I wasn't like necessarily like super upset. I was a little disappointed. And the reason why is because they announced that there's going to be this big news, and it wasn't like what we're expecting. I want to know, like, what are you thinking about? Like, how did you feel about how it was presented and announced to everybody?
So going a little bit back before the live stream happened, I was streaming Pokemon. I was just doing some Zero Aura, raids with people, and someone asked me, "Yo, what do you think about the new present? Like, what do you think we're gonna get?" And I was like, it's only 11 minutes long. I'm like, it's not going to be anything it can't be anything spectacular for us to only get 11 minutes. So I said, you know what? In Japan, they had a Pokemon movie out in Japan. They, it showed off a shiny Celebi and the new mythical Pokemon for Sword and Shield. And I was like, yo, okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to announce the movie, which shouldn't take more than like a 3-minute trailer. And then they're going to explain how we can get this shiny Celebi and get this mythical Pokemon. And I thought I was for sure that was going to be it because it's only 11 minutes. And then people were like, no, we might get a new game. And I was just like, well, it doesn't make sense to get a new game right now if the DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield isn't even done yet. So why would they overshadow that? Um, they showed off the Unite. I felt like I had this empty feeling, but not of disappointment, of just like weird, confused, but open minded of what this was going to be when I saw it. And I was on another stream watching it. I think someone said it where it's like, this is probably one of the worst backlashes of Pokemon history. I think there was another game that had the same reaction. I forgot which one, but it calmed down after a while. But they said this is like the worst backlash. Yeah, I think how they presented it was totally wrong. They could have. Someone made a point. They said they could have just gave it to us last week with everything else. That would have made sense because half the things that were on there were mobile were mobile announcements.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been smart enough to say, hey, we're just gonna make it an extra an hour instead of how long was it, like 35 minutes or something like that.
Yep.
Um,
Or is it,
yeah,
last week was only 11 minutes, I think, too.
yeah. What was the other one? The other one was like 35, like 25, like 35 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
If they would have just added that, it would have been longer, but the reaction wouldn't have been as bad. If they would have just put it there. If they would have just had it with the other slot, then people could have just said, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to touch it, but all right, it's a new announcement. Instead of just building this hype for something that it's not really, and it's not because of them, it's because of us, because we expected this whole thing and we kind of got our hopes up, and then we turned this thing into this freaking tornado of dislikes on there. But
Right.
I think if they would have did it better, we would have got a less negative response to it.
Like, and I agree with you. Like, if they were to like announce like Pokemon Unite, like, oh, this is what's going on, like it was like 10-second glimpse, and then like this is what we're going to be discussing next week. People would know that this is coming next week. People wouldn't be tripping over Gen 2 and Gen 4. The video would have been perceived a lot differently. But at the same time, if they would have done that, their viewership on that particular direct probably would not have been as great as it was.
Yeah.
If they didn't do what they did do. And
I agree.
I still think that it's still, even though like it was perceived differently, people were just in their feelings at the time. I still think a lot of people are still going to go and play it. Like, regardless of like, it getting like 133,000 dislikes, I can guarantee you like 75% of those people who disliked it are still going to download the game to some capacity.
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree.
I was looking on there's a Reddit post that one of my friends sent me, and it was like telling me how it was like going through like all the videos that got like the most dislikes that Nintendo's done, and yeah, this Pokemon Presents takes the cake with Metroid Prime, Federation Force coming in second, and last year's Nintendo Treehouse Live for Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I think was when they announced that they weren't going to be the full.
Yeah, that was the other Pokemon. Yeah, that was what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. I couldn't think which one it was. I'm super open to it. Like I said, it's a brand new and refreshing way to play Pokemon. We've never played Pokemon like this before, so to see where it goes is going to be I'm really excited to see how this goes, and to be able to. And the cooler thing too is that as me and you are content creators, we don't like for me, I don't like doing battles. I don't like doing that because even though if people are leveled out, whatever, people's skills are differently from others.
Right.
This is like completely like no one knows what they're doing. So it's just like, cool, let's all not know what we're doing together and just play,
Exactly.
just play together.
It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good game to stream. I need to prepare myself for it, knowing that I'm going to do something different, something more live action, and go from there.
I'm one of those people where I'm like, yo, change in a good way is good, and because it just shows that it can keep up with the times.
Right.
You know, like Final Fantasy VII is a game that can keep up with the times. It clearly shows that. Pokemon can keep up with the times. So if there's MOBAs and stuff that are doing well, and they say, hey, let's see what we can, let's cash in all that and see how well we can do that. And especially Pokemon's very well versified, you know. And what I mean by that is, it's no matter what you do with Pokemon, it's still going to be battling different Pokemon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Pokken, you're still battling different Pokemon. What's another one? The mobile game that came out for Pokemon.
Pokemon
Go.
Called,
And then
Pokemon. There's another one that came out. You're still battling Pokemon, and there's some cute ones in there. Pokemon Coliseum. All
exactly. It's versatile because you're always going to be battling Pokemon. You're not going to be doing. There's nothing else in the series that says, "Hey, they didn't do that in Pokemon," and it's just like, well, okay, yeah, they didn't, but we're just trying it out. No matter what you're doing, you're still going to be battling Pokemon. So I think that's why Pokemon can be easily integrated in the MOBA scene, because you're still going to be battling Pokemon, but it's just going to be a 5v5, which makes it even. I think that makes it even cooler to me, because if I see if I'm getting double teamed, as they show with Blastoise's move, he did like this weird like withdrawal shell spin with water.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like, if I can knock people away from me by doing that.
All right, guys. I'm Black Pokemon Trainer, my friend Kotetsu. Dude, I appreciate you coming through and giving us your opinion on Pokemon Unite and your thoughts and feelings and process of it coming out.
Yeah, always, man. Yeah, if you guys are just joining in or just seeing this video on this channel, go subscribe to him. He does some awesome, shiny stuff. You know, you're definitely gonna get a chance of getting a shiny, so don't you miss out. Subscribe, hit that notification, I'm still trying to. I'm gonna say it. I'm trying to use my exploit our friendship, so I don't have to. So I can cut in line, so I can get into it.
And also, also be sure to check out Kotetsu. His YouTube, the link to his YouTube channel is going to be in the description. So go ahead and check him out. He plays more than just Pokemon, guys. He plays a lot of different things. Kotetsu, thank you for coming through, man. I really do appreciate it.
Always.